Chapter 6. Revival of a Tree. Trees increase our quality of life by bringing natural elements and wildlife habitats into urban settings. In this chapter, we will read about the revival of trees. It was the night of the month of August in 1984 when a typhoon howled through Hiroshima, Japan, and teared trees and buildings, uprooted and bent obstacles in its path. Suddenly, a loud crack resounded through the air. Braving the wind and rain, people ran from their homes to see what had happened. A great Chinese nettle tree lay upon the ground and split 4 meters above the root. This was no ordinary tree. Many years ago, it had survived an even greater disaster. Hiroshima was the site of the very first atomic bomb attack, and in the searing blast, half of the tree's trunk had been burnt black. The tree began to wither and die, but children from Motomachi Elementary School nursed it back to life, willing it to survive as a living witness to the bomb. Now, however, it seemed that the end had finally come. How could the tree survive the damage inflicted by the typhoon? There was only one hope. Tadhiko Yamano, the tree doctor. That's right, a tree doctor. Someone who takes care of trees just like other doctors take care of people or animals. When he arrived, Dr. Yamano pressed both hands against the tree and closed his eyes in concentration. Through his palms he could feel moisture and sensed that the tree was breathing. The root structure was still solid. "The tree will live," he announced. The children who had gathered around him anxiously sighed with relief. They followed his directions very carefully until finally, a single bud appeared on the broken trunk of the tree. This was the 828th tree that Dr. Yamano had saved. Tadhiko Yamano was born in Osaka, Japan in 1900. He loved mountains and trees and spent many of his early years overseas working in forest management. Dr. Yamano discovered for himself that forests do not belong to man alone. They are home to many other creatures. He saw how trees store water and protect us from floods and how they produce the air we breathe. After the Second World War, when he walked in the mountains, he sensed that many ancient trees had lost their vitality. He was very concerned. In Japan, you will often find braided straw ropes tied around the trunks of very large, old trees, especially in shrine grounds or along mountain paths. This is a sign of worship and respect. Those who live close to nature believe that gods and spirits reside within the mountains and trees, and they take great care to protect these things. It seemed to Dr. Yamano that he could hear the souls of these old trees calling out to him in their suffering. In order to save the trees, however, he had to first study them. He would also have to make medicine for their treatment. All of this would take time and money, but Dr. Yamano had short of money. His family, however, understood his firm resolve and stood behind him while he worked at night and studied during the day. In those days, damaged trees were reinforced by filling holes and cracks with concrete. This method was developed in Europe well over a century ago. But Dr. Yamano felt that trees are living beings, just as we are. In order to allow them to take in water, air and nourishment, he decided to use earth, not concrete, to fill any cracks. He cut off badly damaged parts and cleaned the trees with a brush. He also gave them injections of nutrients and medicine that he himself developed. This combination of internal and external treatment was unheard of at the time, and at first, other scholars and the specialists ignored his efforts. But his methods worked. Many old trees revived and put forth new buds. Everyone in the world now knows him as the tree doctor, the man who saves aged and sick trees. And his research and work have been taken up by young people who are helping to save trees.